Court DJ Wild Child DNA 66 Raw. You already know what the fuck it is. We go in each and every time, and right now we got a legend in the building. And I say a legend because I've been listening to this brother for quite some time. He's celebrating like the 20th year anniversary of his debut album, Soul on Ice.
True.
Ras Kass is here, man. What's up, brother? How you feeling?
Man, I'm happy to be here, man.
Yeah,
shouts out to 66 Raw too.
Yeah, salute, man. Salute, man.
Thank you.
It's so much history. Like you're kind of crowned as the first real lyricist of the West Coast.
Yeah.
But I got a funny story. Like when I first started doing the mixtapes, real heavy, I had a record. I cannot think of the title of the record, but it was you exhibiting. It had like an NBA beat or something on it.
Oh yeah. It was called NBA.
It was called okay.
Niggas ball automatically.
Yeah, exactly.
And we used the dun 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 dun. Yeah.
This is when my mixtapes was. This is right after the cassette era, so it was like. It was like we were like one of the first niggas to have mixtapes on CDs.
Right?
But it was like everybody's that like, part. "Yo, where the fuck did you get?" Because I just had ways of getting shit. But and that's why I said, "Oh, other motherfuckers is really checking for this motherfucker. It ain't just me." So I want to start with that. With you being the lyrical guy from the West Coast, how do you think it was that you kind of made that passage to get noticed by people in other cities and other parts of the country?
I would say this building, through the journey of Bob, BJ, and Curtis, bringing me out here. So I actually met Cannabis out here.
Okay.
You know, and then would meet Outkast and that whole family. You know what I'm saying? Like early on, niggas like first singles is dropping. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that part was that Kid Capri randomly, I don't even know how I met Kid, but he believed in me and would like bring me to New York. And then in the Bay, like through like Money B. So like the whole Digital Underground family, and like Pac was popping.
Right.
Pac fucked with the whole Thug Life niggas was LA niggas.
Right.
From rolling 60s. So I used to be in the streets with some of them niggas, so I knew them. But then I remember like, he just like acclimated. He was like, "Yo, you dope."
Right.
Like I heard some of your shit. I heard like your demo tape or something. He was like, "You dope, nigga." I was like, "Cool, man." Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It just like mentored Big Brother. So I think it was that. It was like niggas spreading like. I remember when I first met the Roots and they heard my demo and Nature the Threat. Like there was a part on the song where I hadn't filled it in. Right. So I had a part where I was like da 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 da, and then when I met the Roots, it was like, "Yo, nigga, you dope, nigga. Why'd you change it? Like, why you?" I literally said da 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 da. It was like, "Why you change that part? That was my favorite part, nigga." I was like. I ended up having my voodoo, so let these dumbass niggas know. But I knew I wanted to put something there or whatever. So it's just people sharing the music.
But it brought something. It brought something different to the record. So they were like, they fucking with it.
Yeah. I guess you got to be a fan first. Yeah. You know, if I didn't love this shit and if I wasn't encouraged and motivated by the people before me that made dope music, then I wouldn't have had a starting point. Right. Because at least I knew what I thought was dope. Sometimes some of these new cats, like they have no history. It's like, bro, like rap didn't start last week, bro. You ain't just because you can rap kind of good. And
I try to tell them,
like niggas been doing this, and it's not a old craft. Like this rap shit is only like 30, 40 years old. Right. But nigga, you don't have no respect for nobody to put it down for you, nigga.
I was gonna wait till later in the conversation to get to that point. But since you brought it up, the new age artists, and you got some dope ones.
Oh, totally.
But then it's some that totally disrespect what's going on. They disrespect some of the founders, the culture altogether. What's your thoughts on that?
I think you get out what you put in, man. So, if you don't give a fuck about what I try to remind people is, as a black person, do you know, literally in 1960, our people couldn't put their faces on their albums. Yeah. like yeah. Ella Fitzgerald and I'm like
bullshit. Yeah.
So like how you just disrespect all the foundation, all the struggle, bro.
Right.
You know, and if that's who you are, you're gonna get out what you put in. So you might get a hot record, you might pop off a little bit, but what you live by, you die by. You live by that sword, disrespect, you're gonna die by that disrespect, bro.
Let me ask you this, like, artists today,
Mm-hmm.
are there any that you hear you say, yo, I would love to work with that artist?
Lots of them. I wouldn't even start naming, you know, east, west, north, south.
Right.
I can honestly tell you, my bro that almost signed me as a kid, his name is Adrian Miller.
Okay.
3 years ago, he calls me, I'm in the crib, and he like, yo, come out, I want you to meet this artist. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about no other artist, nigga.
Right.
I'm a rapper, nigga. I don't care. And I got a chick with me. I don't really want to move, bro. He like, dude, like, I believe in him like I believed in you. Like, I believe in you. I'm like, man, I don't really want to go. I go, see the nigga rock. I'm like, yo,
This nigga nice.
This nigga's dope, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, the nigga's hard. I end up shaking the nigga hand like, yo, man, nice to meet you. He don't know me from Adam's House Cat. He don't know shit about me. But my homie manage him. His name is Anderson Paak. So I done watched bro be bro. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm glad you brought me out. That nigga got it.
Yeah.
Like, that nigga's fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then watching, you know, years later, the Dre shit. And, you know, it's like, you got to be a fan. If you ain't a fan first, like, I could pick a winner, bro. I could tell you a nigga that's nice. You know what I'm saying? Because other people have picked me and said, yo, he nice. So, you know, I respect the craft. I respect putting that 10,000 hours in to be good at what you do. And you know, I'm not a hater, but I'm still a critic because I'm a fan. Like, you can't give me a lot of bells and whistles. Like, what are you saying, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to hear you rap over your vocals, bro. I need to hear what you sound like.
What you sound like?
Yeah. If you can pull that off, okay. Like, I remember my first time meeting Twisted and, like, doing a song with T.
Right.
That nigga did that in real life. I was like, oh, shit. Nigga, that ain't no punching, nigga. That nigga rap like that. Like, and he a beast. So it's that fan aspect.
Well, let me say this. Like, one thing I've always admired about you and your music and even your career, it seems like you never settled for doing something the way the labels, the industry, and I know you had an industry battle and all that shit going on back in the day. Like, what made you say, because basically what you said is, fuck what y'all want.
Right.
This is me and this is what I'm doing.
Right.
What made you want to take that path? Because a lot of people stray away from that.
My father would say I'm obstinate. The judge that sentenced me said, Mr. Austin, you have no respect for authority. And I remember thinking, yeah, that's kind of true. So I guess it's that, man. Like, you know, like, fuck it. You know, it's my life. I don't want to make mistakes because I listen to somebody else, you know, and fuck my shit up. If I fuck my shit up, at least I can blame me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just say, look, in my heart of hearts, in my soul, in my core, I feel like this is the right thing to do. If ain't nobody riding with me, I'm going to ride with myself. Right. You know?
But at one point, it seemed like there was almost a large gap in your career as far as music.
Oh, no, I've always made the music, but that was
as far as the public, as far as it gets to the public, I'm saying.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So with that being said, do you think that you having that stance, do you think
that it affected my career, yeah, of course.
Okay. Do you think it slows you down of course it slows you down in a sense, but do you think
it changed my perception? So if your record company calls into your major radio station and says, don't ever play his records, he's hands off, then that's going to affect my spins. Yeah. And so that's what happens, you know. That's corporations, you know. Like,
but on the flip side, you come into the city now, you doing a show. Right. It's a whole different monster now.
Right. Yeah. If you can touch the people in whatever way, shape, or form, but a lot of people, you got to remember, most people are still going to be relegated to what they hear.
Right. Commercialized. Programmed.
I always say this to people, like, I can make the best burger ever, bro. McDonald's is everywhere. Yeah. But they still spend $200 million.
3 on 1 block sometimes.
Right, yeah. And they spend $200 million in commercials every year. They're not like, we're McDonald's, fuck with us. They like, yo, you need some McDonald's. Yeah. Get this McDonald's. Come to McDonald's. Ronald, they got all kind of different pictures. So it's going to be the marketing part. And if you don't have the dollars to compete with a corporation that has $100 million to over promote, then you're just fighting a different fight. So it's an obstacle. It's not, it's not an end all be all. Right. You can do it. Like I always explain to people, indie rock niggas you never heard of is still selling their merch.
Right.
And they winning. They're on that road. Tech Nine proved that you could do it in rap.
Independently. Right?
He proved it, bro.
Make money.
Murdering.
Yeah.
Murdering. Forbes, nigga, was killing the Puffs and the Jay-Z's. Yeah. Like, and some people have never heard of him.
Right.
And he can spit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be done.
So what do you think about what's going on now? Like, because you kind of laid that foundation in a sense where for artists like Kendrick Lamar who are out there now, where he's lyrical and he pretty much does what the fuck he wants almost in a sense. Like, and I heard the story that he had his album demo, and he took it to Dre, and he was like, we can't handle Dre beats, and Dre's like, nah, this shit is done. That's your album.
Yeah. I feel like it's a process. So I'm thankful for the Ice Cubes and the Corrupts, the Tupacs, all these people that shit showed me love, gave me some, a pat on the back, like, little nigga, you could do it. Like, you dope. Like, you got something with you. So, I'm encouraged by it. I'm glad I could be. I did a song, like, it's funny because my little niggas was like, yo, you should, 2 years ago, my twin boys, they're like, yo, Kendrick lit, Pops, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should do a song with Kendrick. I was like, shut up, little nigga. Like, and I just played him the record I had with Kendrick. Like, knock it off, bro. You act like we don't know each other, bro. Like, you act like, get out of here, bro. Like, Ab Soul is from Carson.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna promote his album. So Ab Soul got a song on his new album that's about to come out called Threat of the Nature.
Okay.
Which is nature, So look, we all know each other, and I'm totally motivated that the J. Coles and the Kendricks,
right,
and the Schoolboy Q's, that the J. Rock, like lyrical. It's Chance the Rappers, all them.
But from your standpoint, seeing that and like knowing, I know sometimes we get caught up in doing things and we don't really realize the groundwork that we've laid, and we see youngins come in and do certain shit, and it's like, damn. But if it wasn't for you, they couldn't do some of that shit.
I understand that part, but I'm just motivated by the fact that, like, it can be done. You could be a lyrical West Coast nigga.
Yeah.
So now I see a squad of them. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more, like, lyrical rap is doing well right now.
Better than ever.
Right.
Better than ever.
Right. And production is production. I love a trap beat. Just give me some bars. Say something, my nigga. Like, don't repeat the same thing forever. You know, don't disrespect, but, I mean, how many times can you just say the same thing? I want to get high. I want to get lit. I want to. And then all of
Turn up.
Turn up. Woo. Like, knock it off, bro. Like, say something, bro. Like, you didn't say shit, nigga, this whole song, my nigga. So, and I know the chicks like it, and I know niggas like girls, so we'll listen to what the girls like, and I get it, and I know everything doesn't have to be complicated. But if I give you, if I give you my time to listen to 10 songs on your project, and all you did was repeat,
turn up for 12 tracks,
and how many fucking Xanny pills are you taking, bro?
Yeah.
Like. Really, you start sounding like a drug addict to me. Niggas talk about they be trapping and do more of the drugs than they sell. So a backwards hustle to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and you can't be a pimp and you buy the chick all the shit. I threw 50,000 out last night. That was dumb. Nigga, tell me that you put that 50 on your niece's tuition, my nigga.
Right.
I'm not impressed. That's some cornball coon shit. So I don't like the coonery. That's all. You know, we call it Sean Connery, Sean Coonery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somehow with the
like
Sean Coonery, bro.
So let's like you mentioned the lyricist, and I wanted to touch on this. Like, you've been rumored to, well, not even rumored because y'all did records, but you had all these groups that were like super groups.
Yeah,
you were involved in.
We created the first super
Golden
group.
State, the Horseman.
Yeah.
But the projects never developed or came about. Why is that?
Different reasons. The Horseman Well, let me start with the Golden State because that's the first group. So, Saphir is from the Bay. He actually was roommates with Pac, which was interesting. Before I knew him, whatever. Wow. And then Exhibit. And so, different cliques. We ended up just becoming real good homeboys. And then we decided one time we had this show, me and Exhibit. I think it was my show. But, like, basically, I was Exhibit's hype man. He'd be my hype man. That's how we would do shows. Like, fuck it. We both got an album out, so shit, nigga. You know, I'll throw you a couple of dollars or whatever. Nigga, just come with me anyway. So we became a group. Exhibit popped with the Bitch Please record. He was signed to Loud. He did his deal with Dre. I had already did my record with Dre, the Ghetto Fabulous shit. So now we're talking about 99, 2000, about 2000. That whole situation fell apart and then Exhibit put out his album, went platinum. The saddest part is that my record label then began to like want too much. Priority Records, Capitol Records, they started wanting stuff from him, and I was like, dude, like he's not your artist, man. You can't. We need these many songs on soundtracks. And I'm like, look, bro, get off his dick, man. Like this been my homeboy from day one. Like, stop asking him for extra shit. Dr. Dre is going to executive produce this record. They're going to do exactly what you didn't do, and he just went platinum, and you're going to fuck it up. And that's what they did for a whole year. They were penny pinching. They wanted this. They wanted that. And we lost a multi-million-dollar deal because of the greed of a corporation. They fucked that deal. And that was sad. That's when I knew Dre told me. I remember sitting with Dre. He was like, you're never going to be a star that you are over there, bro. And that was a hard pill to swallow from somebody that didn't got to tell you that. Like, he didn't have to tell me that. He sat there with me. He was mixing the Eminem show. And we sitting there just me and him. That
was with Priority, right?
I was at Priority. He's at Interscope, and he was...
I mean, when he told you that you were at Priority.
Yeah, I was at Priority.
So he's telling you that pretty much because NWA was a different monster, but it was almost the same type of situation.
Well, with them, that was a whole different era. And so that would have... It didn't matter who put that out. Fuck the Police was something we all felt that nobody had quite quantified and put into words. So they're a whole different machine from a different era. You know, now it's a little more competitive. I can't remake Fuck the Police. You know what I'm saying? So he was just being honest about their inability to promote me. They didn't get me. So he was like, they don't get you, Raz. They don't understand who you are. But they didn't get Jay-Z either. You got to remember, Reasonable Doubt came out on Priority. So I always try to explain to people when they didn't get it. Like, they would try to put him in a van, and he's like, you don't get it. I'm Jay-Z. Like, Jay-Z pulls up in foreign whips. I'm Jay-Z. I'm not the nigga that gets in your Priority van. Like, that's corny. So if you don't do it, I'll go rent my custom. I'll rent the Maserati for the week because you're not branding me correctly. And so, you know, that's what he was trying to share with me, and that was a blessing, you know, to hear it from somebody that didn't have to tell me that. To say, like, you're talented. You got a good look, you know what I'm saying? You're a marketable nigga, you know, and you can spit. So,
let me ask you this, and I want to get back to the other group, but let me ask you this. The relationship being what it is with Dre. Why was there never a Dre situation with you?
Because I'm signed to Capitol Records. I just thought Priority, Capitol Records, same difference. If they just fucked off $1 million deal with Exhibit, what do you think they fucked off Ghetto Fabulous?
So is that where that boycott started?
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason why the third album didn't come out is because Dre gave me another record.
Gotcha.
And then they never heard it and said that was my single. I was like, how's a song that...
You ain't even heard the fucking single.
It's my single. You a groupie. I was like, really? Y'all that much of a groupie, bro? And then they went behind my back. I was on Anger Management. And that was the funny part is I'm on Anger Management with Exhibit. Ludacris is on it. Papa Roach. And then with Eminem is D12 and Obi Trice. And they're calling me like, that's the single or we shelving your album. Okay, well, I guess you're going to shelf it because then Dre calling like, it's on you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, nah, nigga, we got Premier. The Golden Child record is the single. Then we got this Maya record with Scott Storch. Then we got this High Tech record with me and Pharoah Monch.
Right.
And then I'll let them have the Dre record if they do right by these records that are already fired.
Right.
So either you're going to do right, but you're not going to groupie out on me, and you can't force Dr. Dre. He didn't charge me for the beat, so you don't own the record.
Right.
This is a favor. Big bro doing me another favor. And sorry, with Busta Rhymes on the hook.
Right.
Like, I got a win-win, but I'm like, work the records as we planned.
Right.
And then I'm going to give you this Dre record with Busta Rhymes on the hook. We rocking. We out of here. And they groupied out, and then they got mad at me because Dre said no, because he talked to me, and I was like, fuck them niggas. This is what we were supposed to do. If they don't want to do that, and they ain't even heard the record, now they trying to call you, and you.
So pretty much shut your
a Dr. Dre beat costs $250,000.
Right.
That's just what it costs, bro. So if I got the free, and Busta Rhymes can charge you $100,000, especially
for a
then.
hook.
Yeah. So this is a $400,000 record, bro, that I got for free. Just do your job, nigga, and then you get that. The homies already got me. And that's, sometimes corporate America, they got mad like, oh, you little nigger. Well, we ain't got to put your album. I'm like, well, fuck y'all. So I went and took my masters, my nigga.
So
that's how that worked.
So today, there are more artists going independent.
Yeah.
And the independent is pretty much the way to go.
Yeah.
If you pretty much have that stance like you have where I set my own terms.
Right.
Do you think that that if the industry was as open to independence back then, that hip hop would be different now?
I think it was always receptive towards independence. Priority's win was taking Freeze was Jay-Z. Jay-Z was Rockefeller Freeze.
Yeah.
Right. And then distributed by Priority Records. NWA was Ruthless, Priority Records. So everybody had indies.
NWA was like pretty much all Ruthless had at
right
the time.
At the time. Yeah, of course.
Priority, they had
lots of
they had Salt and Pepper and a couple other people back then.
Well, no, you talk about First Priority.
Right.
Priority had Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted, NWA. They had all the Bay Cats. All the Bay shit was coming through because the Bay created the independent game.
Right.
And the South perfected it, in my opinion.
But where I was going with that is like Jay-Z's first project didn't do, like, people weren't saying Reasonable Doubt was a classic when it was out, when it first came out.
Right.
It wasn't until 5 years later that it got all those accolades.
Right.
But I'm just saying independence as a whole, like they have more ground to stand on now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, totally. I think look at what Macklemore just did.
Yeah.
He fucked them royally.
Yeah.
What Tech Nine did, he does a distribution deal.
Yeah.
He's fucking them. Master P fucked them.
Yeah, I think
Master P,
he might be the king of fucking.
He fucked them. He got that $100 million, and he was always put me in the movie. He put me in, like, I'm in one of the movies back then. He was always nice to me. I'm like, shit, Tank, nigga, I'm rolling. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful. If nowadays, if you already have your machine set up and you're having that independent success, they can't really force you out because there's the internet.
Yeah.
And so what can they offer you? A shitload of upfront money to do what? Like, the only thing they could really do is get you that artist. Oh, okay, I want to do the song with Beyonce. Oh, well, that's going to be the $1 million we pay for that song for you to be with Beyonce. Aside from that, if you're already winning independently, you don't need it. Like, we clear this much every fucking year. My merch does $700,000. What the fuck do I need you for?
Exactly.
Why do I have to cut you in? I don't care if my record gets played on this radio station.
Right.
Maybe I won't go to the Grammys. Who gives a fuck?
But with that being said, what do you think? How important is that for artists? As far as, like, you brought up the merch, because a lot of artists don't understand. There's not money like it used to be
in record
music
sales, right?
At all.
People stream, bro.
Right.
What is it like? You get $1 for every 1,000 streams?
Yeah, something. Yeah. But how important is the merchandise?
All of it. I mean,
and the business outside.
Right now,
we're
selling lifestyle.
Right.
So people fuck with an artist that they like, and they want the shirt. They want to go to the tour. They want the socks.
Right.
They want that. It's more about growing your fan base, that they become your friends.
Right.
That they go on this journey with you, and merch is important. That's why record companies started first they took digital rights. They didn't give a fuck about them at first. It's like, what is this internet you speak of? We sell CDs, so we don't care. It's cheaper to make a CD than it is to make a cassette or a vinyl. And then they started charging niggas $19.99 for a CD back then. So they were raping the system. The artists didn't figure it out. Then some of the artists in the digital era early on started getting, he just sold 5,000, 500,000 downloads, iTunes or whatever the fuck. He got all that money. So I was like, we need that. Then they started 360 dealing cats. Now we want it all. We want a third of everything you make, which is rape. And so a lot of artists have signed in to really? So if I do the Doritos commercial, you get some of that too?
Right.
Fuck you. Never. So a lot of these artists have signed, and they can enforce even after you are not. This is what I try to explain to artists. After they don't put your record out and they don't fuck with you, they can go put an injunction and you can be working your 9-to-5 regular human life and they'll still be taking money from you.
Right. Enforcing
what they say you owe them.
So
it's very important to be independent or at least, have the controlling share of your stuff, because you can't sell that many records nowadays. What you want to do is make sure you're at that festival, in Europe, in Australia, where you're gonna get you a cool 15,
15, 20 grand.
Get you some euro, get you some pounds. Yeah, go get some of that. Yeah, sell them shirts and sell them hats and sell them wristbands, and you know what I mean.
So what would you say for the artists today coming up? What is the most, like we mentioned merchandise, but what is because you've been 20 years now.
Yes, sir.
And still maintaining, because most artists don't have that kind of lifespan as an artist, especially today.
Yeah.
So, 5-10 years into the game, you can't just go get a regular job if the shit don't work out.
Oh yeah, man.
You committed to this shit.
Yeah.
You gotta figure this shit out.
There's nowhere to go but tread water.
Right.
Yeah, you go down. If a nigga, I can't be like, can I take your order, please, and then get back on the line, bro. This is never gonna happen. Yeah.
So at that point, like, what is the most important thing for an artist to maintain for that long?
Right.
Or a lifetime career?
I would say, first of all, touch the people, man. Hit the road. I think indie rock bands are the biggest example of people you never heard of that have an enduring career, and you never heard of them.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And they're okay with that, and they'll never be Metallica.
Right.
But you can go touch this world, and, there's pockets of people that like your shit. If you make some decent shit, some good shit, go fuck with those people that fuck with you.
Right.
I'm not here trying to, I'm trying to give a great example. I don't make records that sound like Minnie Riperton.
Right.
She's dope. I'm different dope.
Right.
But I got to stick to my lane. So if I get this,
it's like Michael Jackson wasn't Prince.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Be yourself. A lot of times artists, because record companies aren't into selling you amazing. Record companies are into selling you the same shit that they sold you last time. So you got to remember, Prince didn't have a record deal.
Right.
Because it's like, what is this shit you're on?
Right.
Yeah, you play lots of instruments, but you don't sound like Michael Jackson. So why should we sign you?
Right.
You're like, fuck it, he did it himself. You got believe in you and go touch the people that fuck with you, and don't try to force. I'm not from Atlanta. If I start saying, "Oh fuck that boy," right now, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then I put a Braves hat on.
You want to sound crazy?
Yeah, it's going. I didn't stick to my lane,
right.
and then I done lost and alienated the niggas that fuck with me, and then the other people are like, "This fake ass Atlanta nigga, get this nigga out of here."
Right.
You got Atlanta niggas we like. Get out of here.
Right.
So be who you are. Stick to you. I always say honesty is the best. You get a lot further with sugar than shit. You track more flies with sugar than shit.
So let's rewind. Go back to the second group now. The second group.
Yeah.
Horseman.
Horseman was harder. So we're the blueprint, and I say this with all due respect. We're Slaughterhouse before Slaughterhouse.
Right.
And so
that was going to be my next question.
Right.
But go ahead.
Yeah, we're all brothers. So I actually knew Joel before. I knew Joel before Slaughterhouse. I knew Royce through Eminem before anybody.
Cool.
But our group was me, Cannabis, Killer Priest,
right.
Corrupt. Basically, I think the hardest part with that is alpha males with egos and schedules. And you got to remember, Corrupt is Dog Pound. So Snoop.
Yeah.
Cannabis, Fugees.
Yeah.
Group that
I forgot about that.
Diamond. Yeah. They went Diamond.
I forgot Cannabis was affiliated with them.
That's his family. That's a whole different tour segment, time, scheduling. And then Killer Priest is Wu-Tang.
Right.
I'm the only nigga that is not affiliated with nothing. And so I'm kind of the one that makes these groups. I'm like, well, whatever. You're my friend. I like how you rap, nigga. Come on, we gonna do some shit. I don't know. I'm just a weird nigga like that. Like, I'm tending to be the glue of some of my friends and shit. It was just harder, man. I mean, chemistry-wise, we knocked out the records. I think other people got into our system and got in certain people's ears. Yeah. And, and it's that. Like, we gonna do it like this. Like, nah, bro, that's not how we started this.
Right.
Like, literally a quarter a piece.
Yeah.
25%. Like, there was times niggas was trying to kick niggas out of groups and we be deadlocked. Like, we try to kick a nigga out the group and two niggas wanted, one nigga wanted to be in the group. I ain't gonna say who it was. One nigga wanted to be in the group. One of the homies agreed with him. And then us, it was like, fuck that nigga. But we was deadlocked. So I was like, we were stuck.
Right.
But that's how it has to be. Like, nobody's more important. I don't care if I sold 7 trillion records tomorrow. If we came into this as being equals, then all that ego shit goes out the window. Right? Yeah, there is no Beyonce with this because people get punched in the face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't want to get punched in the face. You don't want me to punch you in the face. So let's keep this simple.
Right.
Respect me. Put some respect on my name.
Right.
And we gonna be good. So that's how we did it, man. It's just. We tried it, and we didn't execute. And then I went through my journey. I came out of prison, and maybe 5 years ago, I had watched what Royce and them did in Slaughterhouse. I talked to my brothers. I was just like, yo, man, y'all did what we couldn't do.
Right.
So I thought it was dope.
Right.
I was like, the first lyrical super group, all them niggas independently are amazing MCs, and it was just dope that they kept it together. Crooked is nasty.
Yeah.
Like, all of them, all 4 of them. Joey, Joel, Royce, niggas is nasty. And they kept it together, and it was dope to watch them even go to Interscope. You know what I'm saying? Like, to do it on some indie shit, then I'm like, yo, I gotta fuck with this. This is dope. You know what I'm saying? And then it grows. And they pulled it off. They did 2 albums. Like,
you just gave me an idea, and I would like to do this with 6 Raw if we can make this happen. You get your 4 brothers, or your other 3 brothers.
Right.
And get the Slaughterhouse brothers.
Well, that was the plan. So we were going to do a record called Octagon. The Octagon, some straight UFC shit. That was going to be the record. So
was it going to be an album or just a song?
Just one song. Okay. We was going to call it the Octagon.
I just want to cipher with y'all.
I would love to. Shouts out. Like, that's all brothers. Joel's on the reissue of the vinyl. Shouts out to Joel for doing the hook. I don't know. Joey, I know the least.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Joel, Crook,
Royce.
You know what I'm saying, Roycer, like, brothers. So, shit, yeah, I would love to. Like,
and you stay in touch with the other members of the Force?
Yeah, Killer Priest is on my new album.
Okay.
Corrupt, and a legend in L.A.
Okay.
He never got the credit he deserved. He's, like, the same time as, like, Ice Cube going solo.
Right.
His name is Deadly Threat. So, Threat is one of the hardest niggas ever from L.A.
Right.
Ever. He's actually the lyricist before me. Like, that nigga's crazy, bro. Okay. So anyway, we got a song. So I didn't put it on the album, but me, Threat, and Corrupt got a record too. And Canny, I think, is just being a father right now. Right. So that's good. Like, life takes you out of this rap shit, and shit, more power to him.
Let's talk about Soul and Ice for a second.
Yes, sir.
So first of all, we are on at 6 Raw. We're on to be here at Patchwerk, talking to you where the shit all started, where the shit happened.
Yeah.
But that first album, 20 years ago, when you made that album, did you think and 20 years later that it would be where, or it would be even critically acclaimed the way it is?
I did, man. Honestly, I figured I was gonna be one and done because like I wrote Nature the Threat and I was like, this is gonna piss everybody off. So I wasn't gonna put it on that album. I was gonna put it on my second album. I signed a 5-record contract. But I was like, this ain't gonna work well.
Yeah.
They're gonna be mad at me. So my career is over before it started. So I figured one and done. I was like, get it all out, say what the fuck you wanna say, because this ain't gonna work well.
Right.
And that's kind of how I approached it. So I never I expected people to be really angry. I was saying some things, I was talking about Illuminati, like when it wasn't popular.
Before everybody else was doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
I was talking with factual shit. You know what I'm saying? Not, internet conspiracy shit.
Right.
So, I just knew I was saying some unpopular things. I didn't expect. I wanted Rakim and Tupac and Nas and KRS-One and EPMD, whoever. I wanted and Andre 3000, whatever, Outkast. I wanted people who inspired me to say, this is dope. And I was blessed to get that. I didn't have any other expectation besides that.
Okay. So 20 years later, you're here now. You're re-releasing the album. So to talk about the new issue of the album.
The reissue is so what's interesting is that the album had an intro and an outro.
Right.
There was an Exodus and an Exodus.
Yep.
Right. So I pretty much lost most of my older stuff, but for some reason I had a few DATs. I went through this one DAT. I finally transferred the information and whatever, made it digital. It's crazy because the intro was on there and the outro was on it. Super pristine. I was like, oh, that's crazy. And they didn't let me put it on the first issue of the album. They said it was too long.
Right.
I guess how long a CD is, it just wouldn't fit.
Right.
At the time.
80 minutes at the time?
Yeah, maybe 70.
70 at the time.
Maybe,
that's before they extended it, correct?
Yeah. So
it was 69 and some seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't want to put one without the other one, but that was the journey. So I got to reissue it and put that, in the digital age, Diamond D's remix is very crucial to my journey.
Yeah.
It's period. We didn't shoot Soul on Ice, the album version. We shot Diamond's version. Right. So I got to put that on there. I remixed 2 of the records. A song called Etc. Beat Miners remixed 1 record for me, and then Joel did the hook. Right. So I just wanted to give it, and then and my man J57, who just did Meph's first single, he remixed On Earth. So it's a bit of a different journey, and I still give you the other ones, but I just kind of for me it's Solo Nights Revisited. So it's a vinyl. It's 2 vinyls that comes in a, it opens up, but when it opens up, there's also a CD inside of it, which is all this additional content from literally 1995, us in the studios. You're talking about 15, 16-year-old little niggas in the studio talking and making these beats. So, it's just this, literally the CD is like a day in the life of how that album was made. You hear us talking. I basically took the stems of all the beats we were working on and kind of wrote to them. And then I had one a cappella and just added it to one of the beats. So it's just all this other information about that journey.
Dope. So, and you mentioned Beat Miners, but you worked with the legends as far as production.
Blessed.
Premier.
Dr. Dre.
Diamond D.
Diamond.
You've worked with these dudes.
Pete Rock.
Who was your favorite to work with?
I won't say it that way. Okay. I was most intimidated by Dr. Dre and Premier.
Okay.
For the same reasons.
Why intimidated by Primo?
They legends, bro. And then I'm a West Coast dude, so the first perfect record I ever heard, because I used to correct other niggas' raps. Yeah. So as a kid, I remember hearing New York State of Mind, and that was the song I couldn't fix. I was like, lyrically, that shit's impeccable. Right. It's vivid. It's descriptive. Yeah. It's gangster. rappers are lucky, flipping with the funky rhythm I be kicking. Musician, inflicting compositions of pain. I'm like Scarface, sniffing cocaine. See with an M16.
With the pen, I'm extreme.
Now, bullet holes left in my peepholes. I'm suited up in street clothes. Hand me a 9 and I'll defeat foes. Knock it off. I was like, yo, this is the hardest. I was like, and that beat was crazy. So with Preem and then Biggie, you know what I'm saying? Unbelievable. Certain records like Gangstar. I'm a fan. Yeah. So with Preem, I was just, you know, he knew me through my journey. He knew me as a kid with my demo because Coolio would bring me out. And I'd be with Tretch and them. And like I had a great journey in this process. So he was always like, Raz, you dope. I was like, Preem, I want to do, you know, like, I want to rap on one of your records. Like, I got to do it. It's one of my, you know, one of my things. And literally the day Nas dropped Ether is the day I was recording Golden Child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm in New York working on my record. I'm at the barbershop, mad Spanish niggas. I ain't listen to Hot 97, but niggas is like, yo, I don't know, because at the time, Jay can do no wrong.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I'm in the Lower East Side, and niggas like, I don't know, son. I think Nas did it.
Done.
I'm like,
you thought he was done?
No, niggas. Yeah, well, niggas is saying like Nas won.
This is after they heard Ether.
In the morning. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant before they heard Ether.
Literally in the morning. I got to go to D&D.
Yeah, when Ether dropped, it was over.
But it was a fight. Like, I was watching the fight in real time in New York.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. Then I went to the studio, and lo and behold, so I'm sitting with Premier, and then Nas walks in, and I'm acquainted with him. I don't know him, but he got a bop. Like, the nigga just got a whole different persona.
Yeah.
But I've been in the barber shop where the
conversation
consensus is going to really happen. And niggas, the mixtape dropped. Flex played the record 3 times in the morning. Niggas is talking. The streets is talking. I'm texting niggas in L.A. Like, back then, I think we had, like, what was them big-ass shits? The big fucking...
The Walkman?
No, the big...
the two-ways?
Two-ways. I think I got two-way niggas.
The time ports.
Yeah. So I think I two-way niggas like, I don't know, bro. You got to hear this Ether record, man. I think Nas did it. The streets is talking right now. I think he did it. Then Nas walk in with a bop. And later that night, I like, you know, because we just me, Premier, and Nas, like, I call it Bardem, like these amazing stories in my life.
Right.
That really happened. Chilled. I work on my record. Nas is doing some shit for Don Diva. But I go to the club. I see Jay outside and Dame. We go into this club. We sit next to Derek Jeter. They play Ether, and he loses his shit. Crazy night. Like that, I was there the day that shit dropped, and I was like, yep, they played it in the club, and Jay here. Nas kind of won. Even Jay admitted that eventually.
So what was Jay's demeanor at that moment?
Oh, he told, we all sitting together. Like, I lived with Jay-Z before, like, on State Street. So, crazier shit was just like, I ain't never seen that nigga not be cool. He's a cool nigga, bro.
Right, yeah.
That nigga lost his shit. Dame ran over to, like, turn that shit off. Like, no, that shit fire. I was like, things have changed. I was there the day everything changed. I was like, wow. So, you know, I guess that's a nugget of just Bardem, man. So with Preem, I got off subject. I was so much a fan that I didn't want to let him down. And I remember when I was younger, I had gotten a studio. The first time I ever got on the mic, like, whatever, I was like 13, 14. And I sound like a girl. I remember, how you think you sound is not how you really sound. So when you record yourself and you can hear yourself in these headphones, and then I got nervous. So my voice went up, and I started sounding like a 10-year-old Asian girl. Right. And I remember I hated my life. I was mad, and I was embarrassed. So I always felt like, and like niggas had talked me up like he dope. And then I got in there, and I fumbled on the one. Right. So I was mad at myself, and I learned from that. And with Preem, I was like, I'm not going to fumble on the one. So basically in my brain with Dre and Premier, I decided in my brain that they said I was whack. And so I was actually angry at them for shit that they didn't do.
They didn't even say.
Right. And I'm going to prove to them that I'm the shit. And that's how I approached it.
So you just went in full show-off mode.
Yeah, I went out like, nigga said I was whack. Nigga love me and think I'm dope. I'm like, That nigga said, I'm whack, nigga. I'm going to go in here and fuck this nigga, bro. So that was my approach with Preem. And one of the greatest things ever is that I did a one-take Willie. Like, so my first verse, I gunned perfectly. Check the mic. 1 2 1 2 A B C D, go. Right. Murked. And only at that time, he said Nas did a perfect take for New York State of Mind. Okay. And Biggie. Jay never did a one-take Willie. And I'm the West Coast nigga, so I'm the third one-take Willie with DJ Premier. Perfect verse, legendary. One time, and I'm the LA nigga. So legendary. For me, that means a lot. Yeah. And he still says like, yo, psst, you did that. Wow. So I am legend, nigga. No bullshit. And the third producer though, like you said, the best kept secret, Diamond D. Like he's an integral part of, and I think he's one of the most slept on producers of hip hop ever. Yeah, I agree. How did y'all even link up? So I knew Diamond. Well, I was acquainted with Diamond through Kid Capri. Okay. So Kid would bring me out to New York and just like record me and all kind of shit. He just believed in me, man. A very interesting journey that I had. But that was more a corporate situation. Like literally, Patchwerks was like, we need to remix one of the records, and the theme, the title record, the drive, whatever. And, there was like a very short list of who, like I didn't know these people like that. And I didn't really have that kind of budget. You know what I'm saying? The budget had kind of been shot. And the blessing was, we had this amount of money. I think Diamond was number 1 on that list. Right. And he said, yeah. And then I flew out, stayed at his crib in Jersey. We had like 4 days to make a record because we had to shoot the video. Like we had to just make it. So I remember him just going through and he started playing some shit and I was like, that shit hard. And then I had to write it. Right. So we sat there and while he was making the beat, I was writing the rap. We got in the studio, laid it, sent the masters, they mixed it. It was real fast, man. Yeah. But it was one of those, we were under the gun and he blessed me. It was natural, it was innate, it was supposed to happen. I can listen to some records and cringe, and I can listen to that record and say, wow, we did that. That was for me, I don't care if nobody else liked it. To me, I can say I'm blessed. D blessed me. That shit's crazy to me. I think the record's crazy. I don't have to change a line in that record, bro. Right. And it still applies to this day. Right. The only thing I change in the song is you running around in $1,000 clown suits. Better get some boots when Trump turned your city to Beirut. That's the only thing. That's when I do that song, that's the only line I got to change in the entire record. Put Trump. Right. I say Lucifer in the original. Right. That's crazy. And that's a blessing to make something that is not dated. It's a timeless. Because it's just true. Yeah. Because it's only true. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So the reissue is available now. Yeah. And in part 2, yeah, that was going to be next question. Yeah. When is So Nice 2 coming? Well, IP is a 2-part album. So I got the Star Wars hat. I'm a bit of a nerd. So I wanted to do a trilogy. So Solo Nice was 96, 2016. A couple of weeks ago, we just dropped it. And I'm an indie artist. So it's doing well for me. Okay. I'm making profit. I'm in the black. And the part 2 is? So there's part 2 of it. It's called Intellectual Property. Okay. So it just came out, No, but you said so it's going to be a part 2 and a part 3, or is it part 2 then? It's a part 2, it's chapter 1, 2. Right. Okay. Yeah, so all right, so there's what just came out is Solo Nice part 2. Well, hashtag Solo Nice part 2, Intellectual Property. So that just came out. Right. We've shot content and great features, great production. Bun B, DeLorean, the Riz is on it again because that's Big Bro. Static Selector. Right. Gang of people, man. I don't want to. Sean Price, rest in peace. A gang of my homies. And then the other part of Solo Nice 2 will be next year, and I think I'm gonna call it Rapture. The Rapture. Okay. So they'll be, if you put them together. IP is a little more personal, and I think my worldview will be the Rapture. Okay. So it's all political and socioeconomics and all that. But I think I deal with a lot more of my journey as a human being and as an artist, my career shit. And then my worldview, I think, is going to be The Rapture. Diamond D did an incredible record. I couldn't.
Right.
So I think you could put all three of them together as a goal, is that this has been my journey, like 21 years of my life. So 777, 21.
So with everything going on in the country right now, with the social injustice and everything, are you touching on that stuff in the new projects?
Of course. I mean, of course. I mean, that's kind of my thing. Right. That's kind of what they know me for.
But I mean, how in depth would you say you're going?
I would say listen to it. I'd say a lot of things. I have songs. Static Selector produced a record called Promised Land.
Right.
I think Bishop. I got a song called Bishop, like Bishop as in like Tupac, Bishop from Juice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I say I'm a. It's more a lyrical record, but I say I'm a boss, running amok, not giving a fuck. I run shit like two Brazilians, putting some in the cup. Lit flamethrower with a hangover, taking a dump next to an A-list actress while she taking a bump. Get a gun, even unarmed police aim it at us.
Yeah.
So when Mexicans kill all the white folk, then blame it on Trump. Right. You know, so I mean, I talk about it. It's in all the records. I mean, that journey and just trying to be honest about, you know, a lot of these artists. I think right now, the same niggas that have led us to this artist, you know, same niggas like, I'm mollied up. I sniff more coke than I sell. I trick on bitches. I don't give a fuck about my mom. Same niggas now like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Now you want to march. Nigga, you part of the problem. Right. So, you know, for me, I never said I was Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. I said, I'm Ras. This is my world perspective. Yeah, my dad was LAPD. And I made a song, Miami Life, fuck the police. Like, I was doing, you know, I've always spoke on social injustice. And I talk on black shit, you know, self-hatred.
So let me ask you this about your rhyme sound, your flow and everything, because it's kind of intricate, and I just want to know what the process is when you're actually writing or putting a song together.
Two different things. It depends on if I have a concept. So if I have a concept, I write it like I was writing a term paper.
Right.
Because I don't really care about the beat, it's the content. And then if I get music, the music will tell you what to say. I'm a firm believer of that. So it just depends. It can be one or the other. Either I'm writing to express these feelings and these thoughts, or the music is evoking an emotion, and I'm going to deal with that, and I'll let it flow that way.
But are you like, you hear the beat, and then you just write, and it takes you a certain amount of time to write it, or is it just like you go in, freestyle something, go back, change it? Like, that's a newer school of recording. Right. I write. Like, period. I'm gonna write it out. Right. I'm gonna do a first draft. I'm gonna read it, and then I may have to scrap up a whole portion, like wrong journey. That's not what I need to be saying right here. Okay. And then I'll go back and fix it, and then I go in and I just record the whole thing. I mean, I respect that kind of free flow recording. I'm not from that, because you got to remember, I do dates. Okay. I do historic shit, so I can't be letting that flow and say the wrong. I can't say 1776. Well, I can't freestyle it and say 1775. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I have to make sure and verify that the dates and the facts that I talk about are accurate. Okay. So I have to write from a grown-up point of view, not like little kid. Like, I'm down with the beat, the flow, the street, and don't punch me in right there. And then the flow, the sweet, and get the fuck out of here, bro. Because niggas ain't saying shit. If you got something to say, write it out, bro. Right. Yeah. Take your time with it.
Yeah.
So, and I've heard that there was a film that was supposed to come out that you were supposed to be featuring. It was the Art of Rap.
Oh, it came out.
Okay, so it's already out.
Yeah, the Art of Rap. Okay. Ice-T's documentary. So he did me a great service.
No, I seen that one. I heard it was another one similar to that though. So maybe I'm
I don't know. I've been on a few docs. I don't know. So I don't know what's coming out soon that I'm not.
But you've done a few that haven't been released.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, man, Soul on Ice, classic LP.
Thank you.
5-10 years. What do you want the legacy to be on Ras Kass?
I think for hip hop, I always feel like I want my equity. So when you mention some of the greats, sometimes they try to ignore that I'm one of the greats. And I'm not one of the greats from the West. I'm one of the greatest MCs ever. Period. And I feel like, you know, I'm not hating. I'm saying I congratulate all my fellow great MCs. Right. But my body of work, whether it was on Hot 97.5 or not, I don't give a fuck. Bar for bar, I don't have no ghostwriter nigga. I don't got no team that helps me write my raps. And I'm not the richest nigga.
Right.
So I'm out here still hustling, grinding it out, bar for bar, hurting niggas. I hurt teams, nigga, by myself. So, I mean, I deserve that. I want my equity. If nothing else, I don't need, you know, David Banner said some funny shit one time. He said, you know, what's the point of having 2 Bentleys? Like, it's not like you can drive them both at the same time. I was like, that's some real shit, bro. Like, get out of here. I don't need all that extra shit, but yeah, I want the mansion and the yacht and all that shit the rich whack rappers got.
Right.
Yeah, I deserve that. I've worked hard. I put my 10,000 hours in. You know, I should at least, you know, like, let me present Lyricist of the Year to somebody. Like,
right.
But when you name the niggas that don't write they shit as Lyricist of the Year, you can say Rapper of the Year.
Yeah.
Like, this is bullshit. We started letting corporate America control our craft, and that's why we let in so many garbage people. You know what I mean? And somebody got to tell the truth. I'm not a hater if I just say you got a booger in your nose, bro. I'm just telling you what it is.
Right.
Like, I'm not hating on you. I'm just saying you have a shitty, dirty booger in your nose, and that's corny. Or stop wearing your girlfriend's pants.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater, and I don't care if girls like it. That shit look kind of gay, bro. I mean, or be that. If you a gay guy, be gay, man. But don't tell me you the thug, nigga. You look like my sister, bro. I don't want to hear that shit. And don't tell me that shit is rap. Y'all sing, bro. That's singing.
It's R&B.
That's R&B, my nigga. You ain't you. Jeezy said some really dope shit, and Flocka said some dope shit. They said I started this shit, and now I find myself listening to like Talib Kweli more.
Yeah.
Like, I'm learning this craft. I gotta respect the craft. I gotta respect these bars.
Do you think it's a lack of artists doing that now? Just doing that research?
Yeah. But, I mean, for, you know, it's yin and yang. For every, you know, young cat that gets an opportunity and wins, that learns and becomes a fan and really loves, like, I affect people. What I say, I have, you know, whatever. I got 500,000 people that listen to what I say, and I have a responsibility not to just lead them into destruction.
Right.
That's dope. Like, you know, I'm a Walker fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like a nigga that can say that. Like, yo, these words have power, and I got a chance. And I don't want to keep hearing how many niggas I killed. That ain't what it is, man, because you speaking death. Speak some life to our people.
Right.
They headhunting us, obviously, so speak some. And then how many times, I mean, I know we all want to have fun, but every show can't be a romantic comedy.
Right.
Nigga. So I'm the nigga that I don't want to tell you how many bottles we popped last night every fucking song. And if you a chick or a nigga that's built like that, then you ain't shit. Because Drake and everybody else, I get them for free. I'm getting in there and them getting that bottle for free. And I'm sitting at that table for free. You the monkey that just worked for 2 weeks to impress that chick and buy a bottle that costs $45 and you just spent $500 on it. That made you dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
You's a dumbass nigga.
Yeah.
And so that's what niggas don't like when I say that.
Yeah.
When I just said, you dumb as fuck. You and your niggas popped off who a chick that don't want you, and you spent $500 on a $45 bottle. You's a trick. And niggas don't like that.
That's some real shit, though, man. Man, Ras, thanks for talking to us, man.
Thanks, DNA.
6'6" Raw.
6'6" Raw.
We always bring y'all the real hip hop shit, man. This is a blessing right now. And live from Patchwerk Studio, where it all started. So on Ice.
Yes, sir. The foundation, Patchwerk.
Yeah, man. 20 years.
Shouts out to the Patch. C. Arson in the building. You know what it is.
Yeah, Curtis, what up?
Yep.
We out though. 6'6" Raw. Keep it locked.
Salute.